Good Saturday morning, everyone. This is 12 News meteorologist Stephen Matrigrano here with a Weather Now update. We are in a weather alert for this weekend, but mainly for what's going to happen across our area later Sunday and into Monday. Some stormy weather, some very strong winds, some heavy rainfall, and even some thunderstorms expected late Sunday into Monday. So here's Providence. Things looking a little bit foggy out there, but it's a cool to even chilly start. Newport as well, looking dry though. Temperatures in the 30s inland, looking at some 40s popping up there in Newport at 43 and out on the islands as well. But overall, most of us in the 30s this morning. Radar is quiet. We'll stay quiet as well across our region for today. Today's the better day, by the way, to be outside. And, if you want to do any preparations in terms of preparing for the wind, maybe tie down those holiday decorations outside today, because we do have quiet weather for our Saturday. This morning, temperatures rising to about 52 degrees by noontime this afternoon. Low 50s expected. We'll dip back into the 40s by the evening hours for tonight. Not as cold as it has been the past few nights, looking at temperatures in the low 40s and some patchy fog as well with extra clouds for tonight, but staying rain-free. For tomorrow, Sunday, it's a changeable day. The first half is dry, but clouds will be around. We'll see the winds increase through the day, especially for the afternoon. Late day rain and wind is expected, and that will continue right into Sunday night and into Monday. So here's what we're looking at in terms of that stormy weather for later Sunday into Monday. This is what to expect. South winds. Gusts up to about 50 miles per hour, if not higher, and looking at potentially up to 65 out on the Cape and Islands. So again, generally between about 50 and 65 miles per hour is where we're thinking most of the highest gusts will be. Power outages, of course, possible, especially along the coastline and further east. Heavy rain expected, about an inch to an inch and a half of rain on top of the wind. Coastal flooding also a threat with a high tide cycle around 6 a.m. And looking at, again, my advice is to secure those holiday decorations today, so that way you're not worrying about it for later on Sunday. And also here's that coastal flood watch that has been issued. Again, high tide around 6 a.m., gusts between about 50, 55, 65 miles per hour. Again, that's what we're really looking at. And this is really, again, if the further south and east you are, the better chance of seeing those higher gusts with those power outages possible for late Sunday into Monday morning. Coastal flood watch, like I mentioned there. This is just showing it in a map view overhead. You can see it outlines Narragansett Bay and our ocean-facing beaches and coastal waters. Also, a flood watch to the west of us. So that's where the heaviest rainfall looks to be across, Connecticut, western Massachusetts, parts of New York, where they could see, 2 to 3 inches of rain that way. But for us, we look to only see about an inch and a half of rain, but not looking at too much in the way of, street flooding. But of course, if the leaves are clogging the drains and stuff like that, just be mindful of that for, early Monday morning. Will be a rough commute for sure with that morning commute. Looking at our wind threat, and this is our high wind watch that is across the Cape and the islands with gusts to 65 miles per hour there. I do expect this to eventually become a high wind warning, and it may even expand further westward, or at least have a wind advisory issued as we get closer to the event. So be mindful of that again as we go forward in time. Let's show it on the map here and show you what it looks like from the atmosphere. You can see again, looking at our futurecast radar, hour-by-hour forecast, you can see pretty quiet for Saturday and into the first half of Sunday. 10 a.m. Sunday, here you go. You can see Providence in the 50s, rain off to the west, and we can see that kind of making its way from the south and west with some heavy downpours and thunderstorms as well. And that continues right into the evening hours, especially later at night, was where the heaviest rain will be with us, and also the strongest winds as well. Again, overnight Sunday into early Monday morning. You can see that right here, 5 a.m., a rough start to your work week. That morning commute does look pretty rough as this system makes its way through. Very windy out ahead of that cold front that makes its way through. And again, gusts between about 50 and 65 miles per hour. Power outages expected, especially further south and east. Some heavy rainfall, some thunderstorms as well. But I do think the biggest threat will be the wind with this system. It all clears out for Monday. And we look at drier, colder air working in behind that system as it pulls away. So that is your Weather Now update. We'll have more updates to come all weekend long, so make sure you check back for those. Take care.